people think that your down payment is the only money that you need to close on your house. It's not.
In the next 5 minutes, we're not only going to tell you, we're also going to show you how much cash you really need.
And stay until the end, because we are going to walk you through how buyers are legally reducing their out-of-pocket costs with credit and assistance. This is Love and Real Estate.
Hey, we're the Doppos. We're married, have a family, and run a company together. We help people every day figure out this really hard and expensive thing called real estate and home ownership. Honestly, it's because buying a home was hard for us, so we became big nerds about it and wanted to explore everything about real estate and finance and how it all works. So let's see what we can learn today.
So your cash to close is a formula.
She has her own phone.
Down payment
Jesus,
plus closing costs. Prepaid.
Hey, baby, can I get my phone, please?
Huh? I'm learning my lines.
Okay.
Your cash to close.
Like, I don't need to know my lines.
Oh, I do have a phone. Okay, guys, I want you to think of your cash to close as a simple formula. Down payment plus closing costs, get ready, minus credits and your deposits.
That's correct. When we talk about closing costs, it includes things like your lender fees, your title fees, establishing your escrow accounts for your property taxes, your homeowner's insurance, and that's going to range you anywhere from 3 to 5%. But in all our examples today, we're going to be conservative and we're going to use 5%.
But real quick, I want you to understand closing costs. Now, closing costs is super simple. Have you ever bought a car? Bought a car from a dealership specifically, okay? Yeah. So when you go into a dealership, you either see the price written on top of the car or you see this little sign that's sitting next to it. That's your sticker price, right?
Maybe trying to get. Sorry. Go ahead.
In my feelings. Then you get to that desk, right? And then all of a sudden that car is like $10,000 more. Why? Because of taxes, tags, titles, and scams. No, not scams, scams. Not scams. Okay. But that's what I want you to think of closing costs as, is that there's your house price, but then there's the taxes, your title, your deed of transfer. There's a bunch of things. There's a list, literally, of things that brings that closing cost together.
So, and today we're going to show you 3 examples of how closing costs are applied. Let's check them out.
Scenario number 1 is a $575,000 condo. It's in a 55 plus neighborhood, so it looks more like a single family home, but that's neither here nor there. We're going to do a 3% down scenario and 5% in closing costs. So your down payment is 3%, which will be $17,250. Your closing costs is 5%, which is $28,750. You add those two together, and that equals $46,000 out of pocket, soup to nuts. That's how much it costs to purchase this house and make it yours. Simple as that.
Scenario number 2.
All right, scenario number 2 is a $650,000 townhouse with 3% down and 5% down in closing costs. The down payment, 3%, which means $19,500. The closing costs, 5%, which is $32,000. So let's add those two together. $19,500 plus $32,000 equals $51,500. That is everything, soup to nuts, for this townhouse.
Yeah, the playground, not for adults. 30 hit real different. Scenario number 3, I need some ice.
Come on, y'all.
Okay.
Damn. Scenario number 3. This house is $1,075,000, 5% down, and 5% for closing costs. The reason being is because at $1 million, you are now hitting jumbo loan limits. And so jumbo loans have different requirements. So we have to raise the down payment. So down payment, 5%, which is $53,750. And then, of course, the closing cost is also the same thing, $53,750. So in short, almost 10% down, which brings your out-of-pocket cost to $107,500. That is everything, soup to nuts, to be able to get this $1 million house.
Man, those were some really high numbers. We broke it down. People understand how much it costs, but now there's some people sitting here saying like, well, that's the end of that. I'm not buying a house. There is no way that people are bringing $100,000. Just have $100,000 cash sitting in their bank account.
The truth is some people are and some people aren't.
Okay.
And we're going to talk about that today. So like the first example is sellers actually giving closing cost assistance. You may be wondering why would the seller do that?
Well,
right?
maybe you should be a little bit more positive. Okay? All right.
Well, think about it. You want to buy, they want to sell, a match made in heaven. To make it happen, they would give closing cost assistance.
Okay. And lender credits.
Yeah, there's another one.
Lender credits. So lender credits, how those work is that sometimes the bank themselves will have a little fund to be able to help with your individual transaction. Now, the trade-off is they may risk lifting that interest rate.
Yeah, I mean, nothing is free. So.
Nah, it's America.
The next is down payment assistance.
I know that gets you every time.
It does. I don't know why it does. It's inside joke. Down payment assistance. So they're state programs. They're nonprofit. Like a big popular one in Maryland is called the Maryland Mortgage Program.
Or
FHLB.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
PGCPAC, right?
Or
There's a part of
NACA.
it. Or NACA.
Yeah.
Good one, right? Yeah. So they'll give you the down payment, so which also helps offset some of those costs.
And then there are rate strategy programs. So like a 2-1 buy down. So a 2-1 buy down is really interesting. What, in short, what it allows you to do is to get a below market rate interest rate for a short period of time.
That is very
to
correct.
allow you to weather the storm and then lock into something that is a little bit more permanent once rates fall.
That's
so
correct.
that is a 2-1 buy down. Did I
Yeah.
explain that well?
You did really good, love.
Boop, boop.
So you did really good, love. These are just 4 strategies on how people are reducing their costs, right? And it's helping everyday people like you. But let's end this video. If I look crazy, I did not. I was fighting for my life. There was a bee right here, literally on my ear.
And just like there was a goose, right? Just so you have the inside joke. Just go watch that episode. It was hilarious.
Back to it. So now you're asking, how does this apply to me? If you're looking to buy a home in the next now or in the next 12 months, we still want to hear from you.
Yeah, so I want to make sure that you can actually have that one-on-one interaction. So if you go in the description box below, you can actually book a quick 15-minute call with us, and we'll go through your planned scenario. And we'll walk you through credit, we'll walk you through what you need, we'll walk you through even a prospective home. Like say you saw something on the internet and you want us to reverse engineer it for you and tell you what the money is. We'll do that for you.
I like that, reverse engineering.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Family, we are the Dapple Group taking you from house.
Oh my goodness, like this is not YouTube. Okay, so I need you guys, a few things, housekeeping, get behind me 1 second, all right. So, wanna make sure that you like and subscribe, okay? You wanna make sure you like and subscribe, because if you do, it allows us, one, to know what type of content you guys love, but also allows us to continue to move. We're almost at 10,000 subscribers at this point. And then second, we put out episodes every Thursday and Sunday. We might be working on a 3rd piece of content, but we're not gonna commit to it just yet. Now I think it's important for us to say, my name is Amanda.
My name is AD.
And we are taking you from house
to home.
Bye, guys.